All right, it's live. Okay, so hey folks, it's been a while since I've done this, so sorry if I'm a bit rusty on it all. Yeah, I'll try and cover 11 porting, how I'm going with that. An issue with bitplanes I was looking into recently, and also usage of GHDL to help me debug that bitplane issue. So maybe start off with the 11 port. Things are going okay with the pass one. I think 11's compiler has three phases like pass 1, pass 2, pass 3. And I think pass 1 is mostly done. Maybe we can get us, hopefully, if I'll load up a very large file if I can. Megafoot was, I think, a 2000. Oh, do I have to change disks? Maybe I do. Which disk was it on? 11? Is that yeah, I think that's the one. If I go back into 11, can I load up Megafoot? No, can't find it. I've forgotten which disk it's on. Disk. Oh, wait. I think I've got the wrong disk name. I'll just go back to the other disk. And maybe I'll go to dirl. Was it? Oh, it's just called foot L. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so I'll do F1 to load something in 11, foot.l. This is just my go-to test because it's very large. So if you look at the bottom here, maybe I'll go full screen so it's more readable. The line counter, if I go to the bottom, what was page up and down? Oh, it's been so long I've forgotten what page up and down is. Oh, it was Alt. Actually, I should use F7 and just go to the bottom, the last label. So we get a feel for how big this is, 1,700 lines. Okay, so pretty chunky. I can't remember if I've got F5 should go to the assembly version now. Oh, this is running the test, sorry. I think there's about 50 tests that it's going through now. One of them still, I haven't done the pass one test. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the test, but no, I want the actual compiler. So now I have to remember how to put it back in place. I think I had something in the make file to copy it over. Wait up a second, was it F5 here? Yeah, that copied over. Oh no, that copied over the test system, and I put F6 to copy over the compile. Let's do it again then. If I go back inside, I'll restart it. Go full screen. F1 load foot.el for the sort of 2000 lines long source file. F5 to build it. And we see it's a lot faster than it used to be. I think this, yeah, so that's pass 1. I think I calculated about 6 seconds or something like that. So I'm pretty happy with that. And so compared to what it used to be, I think this used to be 1.5 minutes, and alongside with pass 2 and pass 3, I think it added up to about 3 minutes. So if this can all add up to like under 10 seconds, yeah, that'll be a wonderful improvement. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, I'm going to put the 11 compiler port on hold now. I'll pause this because there was the bitplane issue I was curious about. And also after that, I'll jump to the intro disk, the new intro disk preparation. So yeah, so the 11 parser port will be put on pause. Oh, hey Dan, nice to see you there. I'll try and keep my eye on the chat messages. I've opened that up for the first time too. So what's next? We've done 11 porting bitplanes. Okay, so to the issue I was looking into, I think this bumped onto my radar. Where's the camera? I got my camera hooked up to, can't get the camera. Where's the camera? There it is. To the Mega 65, my hardware, so you can see the issue there. Oh, it's really hard to see it here. But this is like the Onion Cake and the Hungry Dinosaurs game. It's a game, it's in 640 wide by 400 in height. And in these games, there's a bit of like blemishes showing up on some lines. You can see these white dots that aren't meant to be there. I wish I could zoom this in, but I don't think I've got any zoom options. Maybe if I go north, you'll see some of that are a bit more obvious. You see these black dot blemishes and things like that. But yeah, it's hard to spot maybe because I haven't, if there's a way to make this, I don't know how to best to show this, but maybe another one is Dan had a little test program to see the repercussions of this. So maybe I'll load that up, the test program. Ah, what? I thought I did. Mount Mega 65. How about now? Yeah, here it is. Okay, hopefully this shows up. You can see it's just going to draw horizontal brown lines. That's the first one, the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, and the seventh one goes white for some reason due to some bitplane issue. And then the eighth one, it makes the seventh one go brown again, and the eighth one goes brown. And that pattern repeats every 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And yeah, the problem is worse in NTSC mode. That was PAL before, so if I press restore key, jump into NTSC mode, V for video mode from PAL to NTSC. So go back to resume. So if we run that program again, we'll see it's a lot worse. So this time that's line 1, it's showing it as a white and brown. And then line 2, they both become brown. Line 3, there's a white and brown. And then line 4, they both become brown. So it's an even odder pattern in NTSC. And so on, so on. That keeps going. So yeah, debugging this one, what was it like? I don't know, just it was trial and error pretty much. I thought maybe initially if I get rid of the sprites from the pipeline, will that magically make it work? And it didn't. I tried some other timing thing, that didn't work. But yeah, what ended up helping is GHDL. So maybe I thought I could try bring some exposure to that because that was kind of useful. I've always found GHDL painful to compile even. I think back in the early days, I think I had a page here on, where is it, on my the old wiki, because I'm more of a Cygwin user when it comes to these Linux things in Windows. And yeah, I remember my first attempt with GHDL was grabbing source for the GCC, all this building that, which took ages, and building it alongside GHDL. I think there were 2 ways to build GHDL. One is alongside GCC, where it compiles something into a final executable. And I think back in those early days, I think that was the path I took. Um, and I tried these steps again in Windows in Cygwin now, and they no longer work. There's new issues to sort out, maybe new versions of things that have new kinds of error messages. And yeah, I gave up on the Cygwin path this time, and I tried Ubuntu in WSL2 this time, and that had its own set of issues. But there's another way that GHDL builds, I believe that's called M-code or something like that. I think it's inside the and so this time around I used that way, and it's hard to convey it. So this GHDL is this GHDL M-code. If we see where this is used in the Mega 65 core source, there's this building of GHDL M-code. It, from memory, does a git clone of GHDL and tries to build it for you. And I even had build errors with that as well. So even that wasn't a walk in the park either. Um, but when it builds, well, let's just run the end result. I think the what do I call it? The make target that I ran for this was called simulate. This one. So under simulate, it's running GHDL doing various things which I can't remember what they are or what they do. But this last one is where it really starts pretending it's running the VHDL code directly, and it's running. I guess M code is some sort of like, I don't know, like a JVM or something like that when it compiles to M code. So it's sort of saying run this M code version of CPU test, and yeah, that's what run. Maybe let's run it and see when you finally get to do it, and how it's very noisy. Forgive this other makefile dependency which shouldn't be here. Um, we'll let that do its thing and we'll ignore it. That's not meant to be. But yeah, ignore all these warnings. We get to the exciting stuff next. Soon. Yeah, so it's called the M code run this CPU test. It's going to spit out a ton of debug report information, some warnings, a lot of it's not interesting. So now it's more a case of filtering out the trace information you're interested in. So like some interesting things you could do is like grep. There's a line that sort of it, oh, actually, yeah, no, let's do this first. Let's just see any line that has this map low thing. This is a nice one to use. So we'll just wait a few seconds for it to kick in. And when it does, this might start to look a bit more interesting. I'll just ignore that stuff. And once we see the map low stuff, so out of all that noise of information, we're just now cherry picking, whatever we're interested in looking at. Okay, so now you're seeing it's just picking out the debug information that was showing the currently executed instruction and all the register information at the time. And you can see it's got these timestamps of when these activities are happening. So you can, if you're curious to see what's happening when, it's a good way to do it and which VHDL file is responsible for doing this. And what it's doing right now is something I was wanting it to do initially, like maybe, yeah, okay. Right now it's in Hyppo code, like in Hyppo's main file. And so I intentionally modified Hyppo's main file to do some of my bidding. Like I would turn on a bitplane stuff very early, 4-bit plane you turn on 4-bit planes, and I would try and clear them out and try and put some dummy information in them. Yeah, so you can, if you have other needs like that, yeah, it's probably a nice strategy. So you could go into source, hippo in the main ASM file, and what kind of things do I change in here? I think very early in the reset stuff, I think. Yeah, in Hippo, when it resets, it comes here. And basically, I just dumped in my own code in here to do my own stuff. Put it in Vic4 mode, turn all this bitplane stuff on, and put it in 640 by 400, and do whatever dodgy things I want to do. Set certain bits on and off. Um, but yeah, why do this? It was because Paul's got a blog post where he made a tool. This was probably very early on, a few years back, where he takes the debug output coming out from the GHDL. Some of it is like pixel information, what is the pixel at this position, and he then pumps that into another program. And so that's what I went about doing. So like, what was it again? The make simulate, that thing. Instead of grepping it, I fed it into his old tools, which is in this unused folder, the HDL frame gen. So what that's doing, it's sort of picking out the debug reports of the pixel here is this color, the pixel there is that color. And while it's doing that, it tries to plot out the contents on the fly. So as I could sort of follow along and see what the contents of the screen were being drawn as. So here's this frame.bitmap file that's being dumped into this folder. If I look for in here, the frame.bitmap. So as this runs with this make simulate, pipe it out to this GHDL frame gen. Maybe I'll do that now. And we won't do it for long. Let's say if I go back to this image viewing program, if I do refresh, it's disappeared now, like because it's starting again. But you'll see his GHDL frame gen program. Actually, while it's doing its thing, it's already started. Yeah, so it's picking out the colors at this X, at this Y. So if we go back into this frame, if I refresh the frame.bitmap file, you can see up here it's already got some red in the border. If I refresh again, it's moved up to here. So you can see how slow the GHDL simulation is. It's very slow. But for your needs, you may find it useful to sort of dump some early stuff inside Hippo and test something out and then see the visuals of it. And yeah, it might be a way to go. Uh, The FrameGen program was a little bit broken because it hasn't been used for a long time. I did try to fix up a few things there. Yeah, we won't run it all the way through, and the speed of this, if you've got a fast PC, this will work a lot faster. So yeah, that's how it started out. But yeah, I did a few attempts like that, tried to look at what the bitplane result was. I didn't have much luck there, but then it was sort of digging into the source code itself of the bitplane stuff, files of interest. I guess Vic4 was the big one. I think that's got this enormous state machine in it. Oh, maybe it's on another. That's the Vic4 one. Maybe I'll close the other window. And yeah, I would sort of pump out more GHDL debug information. So I would add in like lines like report, something that's like printing it out to the GHDL output. I would put some sort of like a prefix on it, which that's a sort of notation I saw that's similar to what Paul's done as well. Anything that sort of related topics of debug output, he would put some sort of prefix on it so that he could grep it later on, or he could maybe grep a group of these things that he's interested in. Maybe there's one like bitplanes or something, or other names. I think there's DMA, DMagic sort of things in other files. And yeah, you can sort of grep the things of interest, and or you could add things of interest here. So yeah, here I was interested in like say what's the X counter position at. I think I added this so that I could see. Well, maybe I look at my GIS one. Yeah, what it was doing at what time in relation to. Yeah, what did I have with the grep GIS? Yeah, I was looking at two. I was looking at GIS prefix and bitplanes prefix, and maybe I was trying to get a feel for when is that bitplane activity happening. Yeah, so if I run it this way, you see my X for a while here. So it's on the left of the screen, moving to the right on the first line. And when it gets to about 720, when it ends the visible region, so like if we go back to there, oops, yeah. Once it gets to that visible sort of edge, the border edge, that's when it kicks into some other activity like retrieve sprites and character RAM. So you'll see at about 720, it's going to start to get noisy with sort of sprite activity, bitplane activity, I think. But let's see if I've picked the right grep. Maybe I haven't. But yeah, once I saw output like this, that's sort of the penny drop moment. What activity is it doing? And trying to get familiar. Oh, what is it doing between that point and the next line, and why is it taking so long, and what can I do to cut it? 720 is coming. Yeah, super busy now getting sprites and getting bitplane stuff, and you can see the X count is going to now back to 0. This time around it gets to 50 before that bitplane stuff is finished. But the next run is a little bit better. I think it ends up like because I got rid of the character data retrieval for the screen character. Yeah, it reduced things a lot. Before it was going up to X counter 60, I think, before the bitplane retrieval stuff was finished. But yeah, let's have it. Let's do it a bit another time. So let it get to 720. Another thing you'll notice is if you're doing the frame gen stuff, you'll notice it finishes line 0, 1, 2, 3, and around line 3 it resets the Y and starts back from 0 again. I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe the bitplane mode was turned on and it decides to start the Y all over again. So yeah, if you're doing this and just be patient, you might see it reset back to Y equals 0, but it'll progress beyond where it went last time and do more of the screen. Okay, this time it went to 720. You can see X count going 760, 770, 7080, 798, 820, go up to 850 and then go back to 0, I think. Get back to 0. This time around 11 it finishes up. And okay, so it's finishing much earlier now. And yeah, so once that was done, yeah, I'll kill that now. And yeah, you can see the end result. So I'll put it back on this screen. I'll jump to the dummy core I made, which is still a bit experimental, where I got rid of the extra load during that time, core 5. And if we run the test again, there we go, I'll load up the test. You can see now there's line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All good. And same in the NTSC mode. If I change to NTSC mode, V for V, NTSC, F3, we're back out. If I run it again, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All good in NTSC as well. So that's good news there. And yeah, if you run Hungry Dinosaurs as well, or any other program, the blemishes have gone as well. But yeah, oh yeah, we might as well do that while it's Dino. I run that. Oh, why is it doing that? Oh, well, there's an issue there. But I think that's some of my dodgy stuff I've added in that's making things like that happen, which I'll repair later. But where's my Dino? I couldn't find Dino. Oh, I've got to mount it. Yeah, spacebar. But yeah, this is looking a lot cleaner now. No blemishes. Yeah, it does take a while to, to draw it in basic, but yeah, I'm happy with that. It's the first time I've seen this game run without any visual blemishes on real hardware. So yeah, it's I'm happy with that. Okay, I can leave it at that. Oh, let's check if there were any questions. I guess not. Where was the live stream thing? This one? Yeah, no questions. Okay, that's good. And maybe one little, I guess, shout out I can make. I've got a Patreon thing. So if anyone's happy to sort of sponsor a little bit of coinage my way to sort of help me along with my Mega 65 developments, yeah, happy for that to happen. But yeah, it's not essential. But yeah, just thought I'd give that a little plug. All right, I'll leave it at that. And yeah, catch you later.